This guy wakes up in a room he's never seen, in a body that isn't his, and it takes him a minute to realize the real problem. He's not the hero of this story. He's not even a side character. He's the villain. The one everyone in this world is eventually going to destroy. It starts with pure confusion. He's staring across an unfamiliar room, an ornate curtained bed in the distance. Someone sitting on it he doesn't recognize at all. Who is this? Silence. Just that same hollow, disoriented stare. Then out of nowhere rain, a city street at night slick with reflected light. Someone walking away under an umbrella. A man checking a small device in the downpour. A car door close up, rain running down the glass. No way. A flicker, gone as fast as it came. Back in the ornate room, a maid greets him gently. How are you feeling? I heard you were drinking pretty late last night. He panics instantly. No, well, sweating, stammering, he slumps into the nearest chair. I'm fine, he manages. He doesn't look fine. Underneath it all, one thought keeps circling. I know this guy. I know him from somewhere. He just can't put a name to the face. A flash of memory, unfinished. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. Cut to somewhere completely different, a living room in modern Japan. A little sister controller gripped tight, furious. Getting the happy ending in this game is so hard, her brother tells her. That's because my favorite keeps getting in the way. She snaps. He's done helping her. She whines until she hits him with something else entirely. If there's a male villain in an Otome game, there has to be a route for him. What are you even planning to do by conquering the villainous noble? He asks, unconvinced. She jabs a finger at the screen. Doesn't this character kind of look like you, big brother, on screen? Really? So I'm a villain now? Her brother clearly isn't thrilled about being roped into replaying route after route on her behalf. Come on, that's not what I meant, she insists. Just a joke between siblings on a night neither of them is going to remember the same way for long. Marble columns. Lilies blooming by an arched doorway. Grand, unfamiliar halls stretch out ahead of him, and somehow he recognizes them instantly. This is the world of Rose of Grantia. Even the maid standing in front of him looks strangely familiar. He turns toward a mirror, and the face staring back isn't the one he grew up with. Is this for real? He mutters, pale hair, sharp eyes, a face and a name that aren't his own. Has he actually been reincarnated? He has. Into the body of Serios von Egrid, the game's villainous noble, a character with a bitter feud against the heroine, Liese, who opposes all the romance targets throughout the game, and ultimately faces condemnation. Among players, he's known as the textbook villain. Almost everything he does leads straight to ruin. In other words, despite this being an Otome game, he's an unconquerable loser villain who exists just to get beaten. The maid notices him staring off into nothing. Is something troubling you, Lord Serios? No, he says. It's nothing. It is very much something. Alone, it hits him all at once. This is the worst. No, really. Why did it have to be this guy of all people? The exact character the heroine hates more than anyone. But panic won't get him anywhere. Alright, first things first. Sort out the situation. Think this through calmly. If he still remembers the game, he remembers what happens next. He's been reincarnated as the villainous noble Serios, and knowledge of the game means knowledge of the future. He already knows exactly how the original story unfolds, so all he has to do is twist the plot. They're still before the academy enrollment. There's no way he's just going to sit around and accept a doomed ending. But how, exactly? Should he get stronger before the story even begins? Try becoming friends with the romance targets so they don't turn on him later. All of it depends on events that haven't happened yet, too uncertain to build a plan on. He stares at a bust of the face he's now stuck with. Villainous noble. Serios. Does this guy even have a single redeeming quality? Then it clicks. According to the setting, Serios belongs to a prestigious regional noble house, wealthier than any other romance target in the game. Money. If Serios were ever going to solve a problem, doing it through sheer financial power would be the most Serios way imaginable. Why not use his noble status and authority to seize control of his territory's commerce and build overwhelming economic influence through money alone? In that case, he grabs a heavy coin purse and throws open the doors. I'll, he says, change the future with money. His resolve hardens into something almost gleeful. I'll definitely avoid my doomed endings. It's only then that he thinks to ask the woman who's been standing beside him this whole time. Maid, what's your name? She blinks, caught off guard. Huh? Tell me your name. I am Faina. He's condemned in the original story because he ends up at odds with the heroine, so his plan is simple, at least on paper. I know how the original story goes. If I save the heroine Liese before anything happens, things should work out. If he saves her first, there's a much better chance he avoids clashing with both her and every romance target circling her. I see, Faina. Get ready. We're heading into town today. She hesitates. The town? Personally, Lord Serios? That's right. Before they leave, he lets himself feel it, the strange thrill of a plan finally taking shape. This might become the first real step in defying his doomed fate. With money on my side, things should go smoothly. I feel like getting some fresh air for once above everything else. This is the beginning of his new life in this world. I'll crush everything with the power of money, he declares. Just watch. The carriage rattles toward a town that looks nothing like the palace he's grown used to. Patched roofs, narrow streets. Faina studies him from beneath her hood. Lord Serios, are you certain there's something you're looking for here? Yeah, there's something I have to do. He takes it in, quiet. So this is the stage where the game actually unfolds. Somewhere in this town, Lice's mother is gravely ill. They can't afford the medicine. She's going to lose her life. Lice should be living right here, in poverty, with her, and it's his fault before he's even lifted a finger. To fund an extravagant lifestyle, Serios imposed crushing taxes throughout Egrid territory, leaving families like hers in desperate poverty. After her mother dies and she's left an orphan, Liese enters the academy as a scholarship student. There, she falls for a powerful noble and starts working to tear down the entire political order she blames for what happened to her. As Serios von Egrid, he can prevent her tragedy and change the future. This should be exactly where her story begins, and then right in front of him it starts happening. A shopkeeper is shoving off a girl begging at his stall. I've had enough of this. Why would I sell medicine to someone who can't pay? Could you lend me some money? She pleads. Please. Even just a little is enough. Serios watches, silent, from beneath his hood. The shopkeeper won't budge. I'm running a business here. This isn't a charity. And the girl finally breaks, tears streaming. My mother is going to die. He recognizes her instantly. She matches the lice he remembers from the game perfectly. This is the exact farewell scene shown in the heroine's opening. If nothing changes, Lice goes home without the medicine after this. The taxes were so crushing that simply surviving had become nearly impossible for her family. She'll find her mother's body already cold. That's the moment she comes to hate Serios, the moment she makes up her mind to change a world where injustice like this is allowed to exist. It's happening again, right in front of him, unless he stops it. Wait, his hand shoots out before he's even finished the thought. He steps forward. Sell the medicine to this girl. How much? The shopkeeper bristles. Huh? Who the hell are you? Then defensive. I've got taxes to pay too. An assistant blurts the number instead. That's 10 gold coins. Serios doesn't blink. I ask the price. I can't lower the price by even a single coin, the man insists. He doesn't argue. He presses a full coin purse into the man's hands. This should cover it. Keep the change. He hands over the medicine. There. That should take care of it. Lice stares at him, tears still on her face. Huh? Why would you? Why? Because it was necessary, he says. That's all. It takes her a second to find her voice. Thank you so much. He doesn't dwell on it. Hey, as they start walking, he asks the question he already knows the answer to. Your mother is suffering from an illness, isn't she? Take me to her. Yes, she's already moving, urging them on. Hurry, through streets she clearly knows by heart, back toward a small room where a woman lies pale and still beneath a blanket. Lisa's mother finally opens her eyes. She's actually awake. Lise can barely choke out the word. Mom, before she's throwing her arms around her, sobbing, Mom, while the two hooded figures who made this happen quietly look on. Once the shock wears off, Lise needs to know why. Why would two strangers go this far for people like them? All she gets back is a flat, deflecting. Just a whim. It's clearly not the real answer, but it's the only one she's getting. Lise doesn't let it go, though. Catching them both off guard, she works up the nerve. Then, before finally getting it out, I'll do anything. What can I do to repay you for saving my mother? That's when Serios throws out something she isn't expecting. I'll buy you, in your entirety, with my money, he says, holding out a small pouch of coins like it's already decided. So don't worry about it. Then, almost testing her. You wouldn't like that, would you? Tears well up in Lisa's eyes. But instead of pulling back, she grabs on and shouts, no! Then she throws herself forward with everything she's got. Please take care of me. It catches even Serios off guard. All he manages is a stunned, huh? Lise can't stop staring at this person, someone her own age, who appeared out of nowhere and saved her mother's life. There's a strength in their eyes that doesn't match how worn down they look. Standing at the bedside, she finally asks the question she's been holding on to. Please tell me your name. For a second, a strange thought crosses her mind. Is this the power of the main heroine? Whatever that means, she says it plainly anyway. I want to repay what you've done for me. Serios calls out, Faina, and gets an immediate yes back. Faina hesitates, though. Is that truly all right? She asks, after hearing they're bringing the mother and daughter with them. Are you for real? She presses again, and Serios doesn't budge. Yes, I'm completely serious. Faina falls in line right after. Everything shall be as Lord Serios wishes. Then Serios makes it clear to everyone else too. They're commoners, I picked up. No objections, right? Back with Lise, Serios doesn't sugarcoat anything. If we leave things as they are, your mother will die no matter how much medicine she takes. Then comes a proper introduction. I'm Serios, remember it. Hey, your name was Lise, right? Before he lays out the plan. And now I'll be taking you and your mother back to my house. All Lise can manage is a stunned ah. A carriage pulls up outside a grand estate, And just like that, she and her mother are on their way to a life neither of them saw coming. At the estate, the staff take one look at the two of them and assume the worst, that they're about to become the master's newest pets. Nobody can understand why Serios, of all people, brought a mother and daughter home with him. Lisa's mother eventually recovers enough to eat again, but something about it all still feels off. Days pass, and the two of them find themselves at the grand dining table of the Egrid estate, the same estate where the staff live in constant fear of Serios, a man who's never once treated his own butlers and maids with anything but arrogance. Faced with a table full of food, Lisa's mother hesitates. "Can we really eat it?" she asks, staring down at the untouched plate. "Of course you can," Serios answers. "As long as you're sitting here, you're my guests." Then simply, eat. Even he seems aware of how far this is from his usual self. The voice is still his, but everything underneath it feels different, and it's not easy to hide. The maids off to the side certainly notice, whispering about how someone as arrogant as Lord Serios could possibly sound this calm, this gentle. Noticing the food still untouched, Serios asks, "Don't tell me you can't eat that either." He's already one step ahead. A lighter soup, easy on the stomach, was prepared alongside, in case the rich meal proved too much for someone sick or someone malnourished. "Is it still not to your liking?" Grateful, Lee's mother thanks him sincerely. But when his attention shifts to Lice, she practically jumps. No, that's not it. Flustered by a side of Serios she's clearly never seen before. A whim doesn't buy someone's entire life. It doesn't pay off their debts, take them into your home, or have the kitchen quietly prepare a second dish just so a sick woman won't go hungry. Whatever Serios is calling this, it's not that, and by the look on his own staff's faces, they know it too. So what's the real reason the coldest man in the estate is suddenly this careful with two commoners he just met? That question isn't going away anytime soon. If you want to find out with us, make sure you're subscribed and tap that notification bell, because next episode, Lice is about to learn. There's a lot more to Lord Serios than anyone in that house has ever seen. Drop your theories in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.